right?
Yeah! Thank you very much. All for me. So I'm going to tell you a story, a tale as old as time, a fairy tale, a once upon a time. Ah, gotta love those, right? So, we have Cupid. Has anybody heard of Cupid? Yes. Yes, he is my son, and he is a handsome specimen. So handsome, his body is chiseled just perfectly all the way down to the toes, and I'm his mother, I can say that. And he has black curls that he does not comb nearly enough, but they're, I'm told, sexy. And believe it or not, Cupid, the man who strikes arrows and desires into people's hearts, does not believe in desire and love himself. He thinks that when you strike an arrow, just going straight into the heart, and all it is just arrows and hormones. Arrows and hormones, arrows and hormones, arrows and hormones, arrows and hormones. That's what happens when you meet someone for the first time. And then there's Psyche, a princess who's also beautiful. And people come and they actually go to her palace grounds and they literally go down on their knees and worship her like a goddess. Sorry. Still angry about it. But she has these copper locks, and she has skin that's completely unblemished like velvet. And she, quite the opposite of Cupid, believes in love. She believes in love so much that she believes in something called a soulmate. Now, I'm the goddess of love, and I do not believe in soulmates. But she does. She believes that when you find that person, they complete you, body and soul. But she has yet to find that because she is so beautiful that men are intimidated by her, and they refuse to ask for her hand in marriage. Now one day I'm particularly pissed off because my temple, which I asked to be kept immaculate because I am the goddess of love and beauty, is not being kept up. There is dust everywhere because they're busy worshipping Psyche in the streets. So I sent my son Cupid. I said, Cupid, do your job. What I want you to do is strike an arrow in her heart and make her fall in love with a pig so she runs around wanting a bacon sandwich all the time. So I send my son Cupid to do a job. And he goes into her bedroom at night, and he takes out his arrow and he shoots her straight in the heart. Exactly as he's told, like mother wants him to. But then, as he's putting the arrow back, he nicks himself. What an idiot. An idiot. And so he sees Psyche, and she is asleep, and a little smirk plays on her face as she's dreaming, and he instantly feels the strike in the heart and the hormones rushing, and he doesn't know what to do with it because he has never felt this before in his life. And so he leaves. Now, I'm pretty pissed off, not going to lie, because I wanted her to fall in love with a pig, not my son. And so I decide to curse the kingdom, as you do. And I say, you know what? This curse will be lifted if you sacrifice Psyche to me. Simple as that. Now, look, I'm not going to kill her per se. Just maybe she doesn't have to be so pretty. Just saying. Again, me. So they tie her up to a tree. And guess who takes her? He goes into an invisible form, and my son Cupid takes hold of her and drags her to his man cave. Yes, even gods have man caves where they play like Greek Nendo and Greek Station and Greek Box 360. And he takes her there and he enchants all the objects around the man cave so that she never has to see him. But instead, she's waited upon him, or everything waits upon her and gives her silks and bonbons and treats her like a princess. And at night, all Cupid asks of her in his disembodied voice is, please do not ask who I am. Please do not try and take a look at who I am, or else this love will be ruined. So at this point, she just hears a voice wandering around and is being served by dusters and candelabras, a Beauty and the Beast of sorts. And at night, she goes to my son's room and they do the thing that we all know we do. And under the pitch black darkness. And one night she gets very, very curious, as humans do, and she decides to light a candle and see who her lover actually is. Psyche, 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 Psyche. Psyche, 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 Psyche. When she lights the candle and she sees his chiseled, handsome face, she knows it's the same face she sees on the vases and the epitaphs around Greece. She knows it's the god of desire. And she cannot believe that her soulmate is Cupid. Her dreams are coming true, and she's shaking. Her whole body is shaking, and her heart is fluttering, and so much so that she drops a bit of candle wax onto his body. And he stirs, and he wakes, and he is horrified because she sees him for who he really is. And he wakes up, and he looks at her in the eye, and he says, this love, this cannot be. It cannot be between gods and humans. This is why it will never work. And he leaves. Now my son comes crawling back to mama. And I tuck him in bed and I say, take care of your wounds. And meanwhile, I hear Psyche, and she is crying. Now at first, I'm just like, yes, I get my wish. But after 7 days and 7 nights, thank you, mythology, I get a bit bored and tired of hearing her cry and wail and pound her chest and fall to her knees and scream, why, over and over and over again. Come on, have you ever had heartache? So I make myself into human form, and I drop in front of her, and I said, what bitch? And she says, please, 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 I know you're the mother of Cupid. Please tell him I love him. Please bring him back to me. I will do anything. I will do anything. He is my soulmate. And I try to rationalize with her that actually Cupid doesn't really believe in love. This is just an arrow struck to his chest, arrow hormones, blah, blah, blah. But me, the goddess of love, of anybody, should believe in love. So I tell her, all right, fine. I'll give you 4 impossible tasks. If you can complete them, he's all yours, baby. So the first one, I tell her to sort 7 types of grain into 7 piles. And she only has 1 night to do it. Can you imagine that? Have you ever sorted grain? Would you like to try for me? No? No. Why not?
She's boring.
Boring. Boring. Are you with anybody? Okay, I'll remember that. But the woman is right. It is boring. It is so tedious that you will want to kill yourself after. But Psyche does it. Whether she has help I don't know, but she does it. The second task, I up the ante. You know that golden fleece that was talked about earlier? Well, that belongs to a ram that's quite violent, can gouge your eyes out very easily. And so I tell her, go get me that fleece. Go get me that fleece from that golden ram. And she cries and she says it's impossible and how could she ever do this? But she gets on a boat and along the way she sees golden fleece attached to bushes because rams like to rub themselves on bushes. And she picks up the golden fleece and she brings it back to me. I do not like seeing this woman win, but I got to hand it to her. She has quite the tenacity. And if anyone is going to be with my son, it's going to be someone that can put up with me as a mother-in-law. And the impossible tasks. And so I give her a third task. I say, go to the top of a mountain where the river Styx starts and fill it with my chalice. Now this mountain, you're bound to get sores on. You're probably going to die. I mean, it's a straight up vertical shot. And she legitimately thinks she cannot do it. But she continues and she tries and she pulls herself one hand in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. She has blood, her feet are bloody, her knees are wobbly. At this point, the most beautiful girl in the room is not the most beautiful girl in the room. She has lost a lot of weight. She is tired, she is crying. But with the help of an eagle, don't worry, he's on my list. The eagle flies the chalice to the top of the river Styx and takes the water for her. And she brings it back to me. And she says, please, can I please see Cupid? And I said, there's one more task. You must go to the underworld. And you must get a box of Persephone's beauty from her. Now, between you and I just wanted some facial cream. But I thought this was a great way to give one final test, because how many of you in this room have gone to the underworld?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you have? Yeah. How's that working for you?
Interesting.
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say.
Yeah.
Mixed results.
Mixed results. Are you half dead? So not many of you, I'm guessing, except for the one brave soul who maybe paid off Chiron?
It's a long story.
I don't go there often. And so Psyche goes to the underworld and she gets the box of my facial cream. And she comes out. But this woman, having been through so much, heartache takes a toll on the body, right? As much as the mind and the spirit. You're basically half dead yourself, right? So what does she do? She thinks maybe Cupid won't love me the way I look now, with the tear-stained cheeks and the puffy eyes and the bruised chest from all the beating that she's gone through. And so she opens the box and she goes into an instant sleep, like that. Now I'm looking at Psyche from my throne on high heaven, and you would think that part of me would, well, all of me, would be very happy about this. I mean, I don't really like the girl that much. But man, that's strength, right? What have you done for love recently? So my son comes back, and normally I look at him a little bit, look down on him rather, and this time I'm looking at him eye to eye. My son, this man, who's gone on his own journey, not just playing video games, but writing music, poetry, mindfulness courses, watching football with the lads, comes back, and I say, what do you want to do about Psyche? And he's like, I think I love her, but she betrayed me. And I said, Well, which one is it? And he looks down at her, and he looks at me, and he makes a choice. He goes down, and he cradles her in his arms, and he kisses her on the lips, a true love's kiss from all the fairy tales. And she wakes up, and he offers her a choice. Do you want to be with me? She says yes. And together, they're united, body and soul. Thank you very much.